Okay, I'd like to bring this meeting to order. The Village of Villa Park Village Board of Trustees meeting, September 25th, 2023. Clerk Konecki, please call the roll.
Trustee Alfano?
Here.
Trustee Cordova?
Here.
Trustee Corkery?
Here.
Trustee Kozar?
Here.
Trustee Kumar? Trustee Patrick?
Here.
President Kazone?
Here. And if you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together this evening. May we have meaningful discussions that will help us to assist our village in these trying times. Help us to make the decisions that will affect the staff, directors, and residents of Villa Park. Guide us through the challenges we face, and may we approach each other with respect and kindness as one group. In your name, amen.
Amen.
Okay, we'll move to item number 3, public comments on agenda items. Clerk Konecki, do we have anyone signed in?
Yes, Joe Amore. He would like to speak on item 10B and 10E.
Good evening, Joe Amore, 309 East Maple, Villa Park. Earlier this year, I spoke before the board about them considering adding solar power to village-owned structures. And at that time, I was told that it's not necessarily able to be done because of the age of some of our buildings. I'm bringing this up only because I would like you to consider that when you're doing rehabs or renewing structures, that the roofs, if not solar, not being immediately added as part of the project, can at least make the necessary upgrade so that the structure will be able to receive the panels later on and if the right opportunities present themselves. That's all I had to say, and I'd thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.
I had no one else.
Okay, do we have anyone else, public comments on agenda items?
2 items.
I did not do an agenda item, but I did want to speak. Is this the time?
On an agenda item or non-agenda?
I'm not sure if it's on the agenda item or not for the reimbursement.
Yeah, but he didn't speak.
Reimbursement for the sewer?
Sewers, yeah.
Yeah, that would be non-agenda. Okay,
Wasn't sure if it's on. Thank you.
okay, no problem. Okay, item 4, amendments to the agenda. Do we have any amendments from the board? Okay, seeing none. We have a couple of proclamations this evening. And the first one is a proclamation recognizing October 8th through the 14th, 2023 as National Fire Prevention Week. And whereas the Village of Villa Park is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting our village, and whereas home fires killed 2,840 people in the United States in 2021, according to the National Fire Protection Association, and fire departments in the United States responded to 353,500 home fires. And whereas residents who have planned and practiced a home fire escape plan have working smoke alarms as well as working fire extinguishers, are more prepared and will therefore be more likely to survive a fire. And whereas cooking fires are the leading cause of home fires and home fire injuries, unattended cooking is the leading cause of cooking fires and deaths. And whereas the 2023 Fire Prevention Week theme, Cooking Safety Starts With You, effectively serves to remind us that we need to take personal steps to increase our safety from fire. Now therefore, I, Nick Kazone, Village President of the Village of Villa Park, do hereby proclaim October 8th through 14th, 2023 as Fire Prevention Week throughout this village. I urge all the people of Villa Park to be aware of their surroundings, look for available ways out in the event of a fire or other emergency, respond when the smoke alarm sounds by exiting the building immediately, and to support the many public safety activities and efforts of the Villa Park Fire Department during Fire Prevention Week 2023. It's a great reminder about cooking in a house and how these fires start quickly. And we will have, later on, we'll talk about the open house that the Villa Park Fire Department will have on October 14th. So, but to all of our first responders, stay safe and keep those fires down. Okay, our second proclamation is one recognizing October 2023 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas Breast Cancer Awareness Month is a worldwide annual campaign in October involving thousands of organizations to highlight the importance of breast cancer awareness, education, and research. And whereas every day more than 700 women in the United States are diagnosed with breast cancer, and it remains the most common cancer diagnosis for Illinois women. And whereas increasing the public's knowledge about the importance of early detection of breast cancer diagnosis and treatment can save lives. And whereas in October, we recognize breast cancer survivors, those battling the disease, their families and friends who are a tireless source of love and encouragement, and applaud the efforts of our medical professionals and researchers working to find a cure and to honor those lives lost to this disease. And whereas Breast Cancer Awareness Month is an opportunity to unite the community and reaffirm. Now therefore, I, Nick Cazzone, President of the Village of Villa Park, do hereby proclaim October 2023 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the Village of Villa Park. And again, it's a very nasty disease and there's a lot of research going on, but there's still a lot of work to be done. And I know the village has some T-shirts that they've been selling. The fire department, police department have been purchasing, staff's been purchasing them, and Suzanne McVeigh has them available if anybody is interested in purchasing them. You can call the village and ask for her or get the village staff here. And finally, proclamation recognizing September 15th, 2023 through October 15th, 2023 as National Hispanic Heritage Month of 2023. And whereas each year the United States observes National Hispanic Heritage Month by celebrating the culture, heritage, and contributions of those whose ancestors were indigenous to North America, as well as those who came from Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, Central America, and South America. And whereas in 1968, as Hispanic Heritage Week under President Johnson and was expanded by President Reagan in 1988 to cover a 30-day period from September 15th to October 15th. And whereas the Hispanic population is the nation's largest racial or ethnic minority at 19.1%, and the largest ethnic minority within the Village of Villa Park, with 28.5% of our residents being of Hispanic heritage. And whereas the local Hispanic population makes a significant contribution to the economic, educational, musical, gastronomic, and cultural vibrance of the Village of Villa Park. And whereas this year's theme, Latinos, Driving Prosperity, Power, and Progress in America, invites us to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month by recognizing the significant strides and contributions of Hispanics as educators, first responders, healthcare professionals, service industry leaders, politicians, public servants, and those in the United States Armed Forces. Now therefore, I, Nick Cazzone, President of the Village of Villa Park, do hereby proclaim September 15th, 2023 through October 15th, 2023 as National Hispanic Heritage Month of 2023. And as we said, we have a lot of Hispanic people in Villa Park, and they've made a lot of contributions to our village and to our nation. So congratulations to all of our Hispanics here. Okay, we are now moving on to item 6A, is a presentation by the Community Fund Commission to the winners of the 2023 Landscaping Awards. And we have Mary and Leslie from the Fund Commission.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing us to make this presentation tonight. We're pretty excited about it. Every year we do our annual landscape award. We choose houses in Villa Park in the month of June, July, and August. This year, August, we went and we switched things up a little bit and decided to go looking for butterfly gardens. So when we get to August, pay attention. Is that right? That's right. Okay. That's right. Okay. So This is our June winner. This house is located at 842 South Summit and belongs to Christina Kowalczyk. And I'd like to invite her up. This is the first board meeting that she's ever been to. Christina has never been to a board meeting before. She is taking care of her house on her own. You can come up here. Come on, come on. I don't bite. I don't bite.
I know.
Okay. We have a nice award for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you that somebody see my hard job.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
A gift card for you from Supreme Lobster, a $25 gift card.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Too bad
Enjoy.
that my husband is not here.
Well, your roses are absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
She did say when I talked to her on the phone, she said, "Oh, the backyard is where it's really good." And I said, "You're gonna have to wait 5 years. You're gonna only win once every
It's
5
a
years."
lot of work. Lot of work.
Well, you're doing a beautiful job.
Thank you so much.
Dziękuję.
I almost said dziękuję. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
This is the July Award, and unfortunately, we haven't been able to get a hold of this family. As hard as we've tried, there's different rules now with privacy to get a hold of people. But what we loved about this was the wreaths on the door, and as we look at some other pictures, you can see the hydrangeas in the front, big white bushes. It just looked clean. It looked very, very mansion-ish to us. And when we went back to let them know that they did win the award, the hydrangeas had turned to a lovely rosy pink color. So they went with the wreaths just as nicely. So that, we believe, for the records that we could find, is the Lambert family. And they got a $25 gift card from Cornerstone Used Books. So we will get this to them. We know where they live. We've been there a few times. And then, now to the drum roll, please. This is our Butterfly Award. And Mr. and Mrs. Palmer are here in the audience. The front is this isn't the best picture. It's rather unassuming, but where the real excitement happens is in the back. And even these pictures don't give it the best interest, but surrounding their whole back of their yard is just
And where are they
flowers.
located? So
Oh,
we can go take
so
a
you can
stroll.
go and snoop. They're 41 South Adams Street. East Adams, I didn't write that on there, I wrote it someplace else. Okay, East Adams, so it just really, oh, we lost a few pictures. We'll see if we can get through back again. There's that one. That's all that's on there, sorry. So you'll have to go for yourself and see what we're talking about. But it is, the whole backyard is, and it's easy to see because it's on a street, so you can just walk and the fence is there, and it's very pretty. I'm sure it's not as vibrant as it was when we saw it. So if you'd like to come up and get your award, this is Wayne and Anita Palmer. It's kind of interesting here. These awards are some of the oldest awards that the Fun Commission or the Pride Commission has given out. And coming up, we have one of the first things that we've ever done. So we've got the longest running thing, and we've got a very, very first exciting thing coming up too. So here's your award. This has been taken care of so you could, undercover, it probably would last outside, so you can show it off to people.
I'm hanging it over my bed.
There you go. I told one guy to put it in his bathroom. And you got a $25 gift certificate from Moore Brewery.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you will enjoy that.
It says that Anita was the one that is responsible for all of that.
She's the pointer, I'm the digger.
I tell her where to put it. You're very welcome, thank you. And so now, as long as I have your attention, just for a few more seconds, we have our Autumn Jubilee. Our first annual Autumn Jubilee is coming up this Saturday from 2 until 7 p.m. over in the parking lot at the Villa Park Historical Museum. You may have seen our signs with little fun facts, or not so much facts, but we tried. We did our best, and it at least got people talking about it. So
There
we're
you go.
hoping that you'll come out for a fun day of free face painting, food trucks, balloon artists, pet rescue groups will be there. We have craft vendors, neighborhood nonprofits will be there, so you can learn more about them. DJ Dave, one of our commissioners, will be spinning the tunes that day. We will have a bike show. You know how a car show is set up on the street? We're going to do a bike show, and we're inviting all the kids and families to come out with their bikes or any other non-motorized vehicle. So scooters, skateboards, whatever you want to decorate, come on out, decorate your wheels, and we will have a contest. Everybody that enters will get a gift certificate for a free ice cream over at Crumb. And then there will be a grand prize winner that will get a free bike tune-up over at J&R Cycle. And we'll do a little parade down the Prairie Path from Villa to
Summit.
Summit, yeah, at about 4:30. So we hope that you come. Let's see, we'll also have pumpkins. The Boy Scouts will have pumpkins. There'll be a creation station. And there may be even a goddess or two, and I'm not talking about Mary and Kathy. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And final note, our Halloween decorating contest begins October 1st and runs through October 22nd. And this time, Villa Park, you guys get to nominate the houses that we should look at. That's it.
That's great. Good, thank you.
Leslie, how do they do that? How do they nominate them?
Oh,
To
I'm
whom do
sorry.
they send it? To whom do they send nominations?
They can either email to pride@invillapark.com, picture, address, and the name of the people's house, please, to make it a little easier on us. Or you can do the same thing on our Facebook page, which is the Villa Park Fund Commission.
Good, thank you. Sounds
Should I
good.
stay?
Oh, you got one right
Yeah, you
there.
might as well, yeah. Yeah, and thanks to all the winners for beautifying Villa Park. Very nice. Okay, item 6B is the acceptance of Azana P. Jackson as a junior member to the Community Fund Commission. This is the first time we've had a junior commissioner in a long time, as long as I can remember, but Azana, if you want to come up here and, you can go up there. A lot of good things about you, that you're very involved and very energetic, and it's just what the Fund Commission needs.
Myself energetic. I guess I just want to say, I had Mr. Bruce for you, and he was very strict on speeches.
You want to speak right in the microphone?
Yeah.
Mike? Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Azana Jackson. I'm in 8th grade at Jackson Middle School, which was totally named after me. I've lived in Villa Park since I was 3. I enjoy going to concerts and to fun events like the Summerfest. I have always participated and enjoyed these events, and I have the opportunity to contribute and give a new youth perspective, influence, opinion in the planning of these amazing events. I'm elated to have a hand in the fun thing going around in Villa Park, and I can't wait to participate in the community. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Okay, go on to the consent agenda. Item 7A is a bill listing for the weeks of September 11th, 2023 and September 18th, 2023, in the total amount of $1,141,463.99. And item 7B, minutes from the September 11th, 2023 Committee of the Whole meeting and the regular meeting of the Village Board. And do we have a motion for the consent agenda? Trustee Kozar?
I'll make that motion.
We have a second. Trustee Cordova? Okay, any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, Clerk Kornecki, please.
Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Alfano?
Yes.
Trustee Kozar?
Yes.
Trustee Cordova?
Yes.
President Kazone?
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to item 8, is a first reading of ordinances to be codified. Item 8A is an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, amending Chapter 14, Motor Vehicles and Traffic of the Village of Villa Park Municipal Code. Major Harling.
The Traffic and Safety Commission unanimously approved a recommendation to the Village Board of Trustees to restrict parking on the west side of Villa Avenue from a point 280 feet north of the intersection with Madison Street during their June 6th meeting. The commission received concerns from a resident about the on-street parking near the four-way stop at the intersection of Villa Avenue with Madison Street. After consideration of the location, the commission determined parking should be restricted on the west side of Villa Avenue due to safety concerns and recommends the Board of Trustees approve this ordinance.
Okay, thank you. Hey, do we have a motion, or actually, no, this is first reading, so unless someone wants to waive the first reading, do we have any discussion on the ordinance?
Director Guerra is here if you have any questions about the recommendation.
Okay, seeing none, we will bring that up at our next board meeting for final approval. And item 8B is an ordinance amending Section 3-313A of the Municipal Code of the Village of Villa Park in order to decrease by one the maximum number of licenses permitted under the Class I liquor license classification and increase by one the maximum number of liquor licenses under the Class I liquor license classification. Major Harling.
With the purchase and acquisition of the establishment El Patron 64 Bar and Grill, it is recommended that the board approve a Class 1 liquor license to new owners Dulce Tlahuel Munoz, and this would not increase the number of licenses.
Okay, thank you. And again, this is another case where we, the old owner, we cancel that license and then just give the license to the new owner who has passed the background check by the police department, so. Trustee Kumar,
I'd like to make a motion to waive
to waive the first reading?
first reading on that one.
Okay, we have a motion to waive the first reading of this ordinance. Do we have a second? Trustee Corkery?
I'll make the second.
Okay, any questions or comments? Trustee Cordova?
Everything that they need, I mean, I just saw the thing, but everything they need in order to get the license is good?
Correct, yeah, they passed the background check, and so they're all ready to go. Okay. Okay, any other questions or comments? Clerk Kornecki, so this is to waive the first reading of the ordinance.
Trustee Alfano?
Yes.
Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
Trustee Cordova?
Yes.
Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Kozar?
I recuse myself because I have a liquor license.
Thank you. President Kazone?
Yes. Okay, so with that, do we have a motion to pass the ordinance as read?
I'll make
Trustee
that
Corkery?
motion.
We have a second? Trustee Cordova? Okay, any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, Clerk Kornecki, this is for the ordinance itself.
Okay. Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Cordova?
Yes.
Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
Trustee Alfano?
Yes.
Again, Trustee Kozar?
Again,
Recuse,
recusing.
thank you. President Kazone?
Yes. Okay, so that will pass, and the new license can be issued. Okay, we'll move on to item 9, ordinances. 9A is an ordinance denying an application for a special use regarding a proposed new wireless telecommunication tower and antenna in the RS-7.5 residential single-dwelling district for the property located at 1250 South Ardmore Avenue in the Village of Villa Park, Illinois. Manager Harline.
On September 11, 2023, the Village Board of Trustees voted to oppose adopting an ordinance approving the petitioner's application for special use permit to allow for the installation and construction of a wireless telecommunications facility at the property located at 1250 South Ardmore Avenue, which is Willowbrook High School, in a residentially zoned area of the village. If the board wishes to deny this application for a special use with a reduced setback, a vote in the positive on this ordinance will confirm the denial of the request, and we prepared this ordinance to specifically enumerate the reasons why we denied the application and make it clear that they were for reasons that are approved by, through our code.
Okay, thank you. Okay, do we have a motion for the ordinance? Trustee Kumar?
I will make that motion.
Okay, do we have a second? Trustee Corkery? Questions or comments? Trustee Cordova?
Why do we have to, if we said no last month or at the last meeting, why do we have to do this again?
So this specifically outlines the reasons why we chose to vote against it, why to deny the application. That makes it clear that we did not deny the application for reasons which are specifically not allowed under federal law.
All right.
So,
Got it.
and I know Mike Durkin was not at the meeting, but if you have any more questions, I'm sure he could give some better legal advice.
The first time around that the ordinance didn't articulate the reasons for a denial, probably anticipating in the positive or affirmative that it would be approved. But you may be subject to litigation. Telecommunications companies are somewhat litigious, so by specifying the reasons why you're denying it, you're laying out the fact that there are certain reasons that are prohibited for a municipality to take into account, and this will establish that you did not include any of those as part of your reasoning.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Clerk Hronecki, please.
Trustee Cordova?
Yes.
Trustee Alfano?
Yes.
Trustee Kozar?
I abstained the first time around, so I'll do the same on this.
All right, thank you. Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
President Kazone?
Yes. Okay, item 10, or 9B is an ordinance approving a variation for rear yard setback at 11 East Van Buren Street. Manager Harline.
The petitioner is seeking approval of a variation from Table 2-3 of Article 2, Section 2.3, Lot and Building Regulations of the zoning ordinance. The variation request is to allow a reduced minimum rear yard setback of 23 feet 8 inches from the required 40 feet. The Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing on August 10, 2023, where they recommended approval of the request by a vote of 8-0.
Thank you. We have a motion on the ordinance. Trustee Kozar?
I'll make that motion.
We have a second. Trustee Alfano? Questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, Clerk Hronecki, please.
Okay, Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Cordova?
Yes.
Trustee Kozar?
Yes.
Trustee Alfano?
Yes.
President Kazone?
Yes. Okay, move on to resolutions. Item 10A is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, waiving the bidding requirements and approving the purchase of 10 complete sets of structural firefighting gear in an amount not to exceed $46,920. Manager Harline.
Staff respectfully requests the village board waive the bid process and authorize the purchase of 10 complete sets of structural firefighting gear in the amount of $46,920. The federal share on this is $42,655, and the village share will be $4,265. These purchases are possible because of FEMA's Assistance to Firefighters grant, and although they are unbudgeted expenses, the grant plus savings in other items will allow us to stay within the total budget for this line item. The AFG grant also includes funds to purchase commercial gear, extractor, and drying cabinet, which is a separate purchase. But the total grant award was $61,020.45, with the village share being $6,102.05. Staff recommends approval of the resolution to waive bidding requirements to purchase the fire gear in the amount of $46,920.
Thank you. Okay, do we have a motion for the resolution? Trustee Patrick?
Mr. President, I make that motion.
Okay, we have a second. Trustee Kumar,
I will second that motion.
questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, Clerk Haneke, please.
Trustee Kozar?
Yes.
Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
Trustee Cordova?
Yes.
Trustee Alfano?
Yes.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
President Kazone?
Yes. Item 10B is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving an agreement with Simon Roofing and Sheet Metal for roof restoration at the Villa Park Fleet Facility and roof repairs at the Villa Park Police Department facility in an amount of $126,550. Manager Harline.
As you recall, when we took our tour earlier this year, there are some buildings that have some definite needs for updates. On this particular one, staff recommends approving the contracts with SR Products, Simon Roofing, and Sheet Metal through TIPS Cooperative Purchasing for roof restorations at the Fleet facility and repairs of the Police Department facility in an amount of $126,550. Funds are budgeted in the village's calendar year 2023 building fund, count number 67-502-02-401 and 67-502-02-402 for this project.
Thank you. Okay, a motion for the resolution? Trustee Kumar, we have a second. Trustee Alfano,
I will second.
questions or comments?
I have a question.
Trustee Cordova.
In the public comments on on agenda items, there was a gentleman that came, Joe Mori, talking about solar panels. Are we overlooking that, or is that something that can't work there?
Well, these are.
I thought he brought up a great idea and a great point.
Oh, and it is a good point. I'm sorry, I should. Thank you, President Kazone. That is a great point, and I think that if we're not making emergency repairs and something that we need to get done this year, that as you remember, we've hired Kluber and Associates to do some comprehensive study of our buildings. When we're not in reactionary mode, those are the kind of projects I think that'd be excellent. We had one of the other companies that took a look at the project, specializes in that kind of analysis of buildings to see where we can do like PACE loans and those kind of things to both save money in the long run and protect the environment as well. And usually there's a little more money up front. But so we're definitely in favor of doing those projects. We looked at the same thing for the rec center. Anyway, so that's a great comment. It's just we can't wait in this case because we're behind schedule. So.
Okay. Any other? Trustee Kumar.
The police department, that roof is a green roof, correct? Are they fixing it as a green roof? How are they maintaining it? And how is it going to, how are they going to fix it?
On the specifics, I'll defer to Greg Gola or Brian Roach.
Thank you for letting me come up. It is a green roof, yes, and they are repairing it. Part of it, the parapet walls and the edge are cracking, so what they have to do is peel that green roof material back, restore it, and then they'll put everything back together and then put it back. So it'll be restored as it was.
But will you be good enough to compete in the? We couldn't compete in our own contest.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
So you are repairing it. There was a lot of comment that part of the reason it had problems was it's a green roof. Is there some kind of warranty on the repair that would, keep it going and sustain for some time?
The repair work will have some small amount of warranty when they do it. As with all repairs, they can't see everything, but the current roof warranty has passed.
Okay. I just needed to ask. Thank you.
Is there much maintenance that's required on those, on a green roof?
Yeah, keep them clean. There's some plant material that's up there now that shouldn't be there. That's part of this work, that they'll remove some of that, clean it up. When they put all the rock and stuff back on, they're going to clean through that too. So it's different maintenance, but it does require it.
Okay, good, thank you.
President Zil, if I might, I just have a quick question about the green roof itself. I didn't know that it was up there. What type of green roof is it?
There is hard to explain, I guess. There's a few layers of membrane underneath and some like cellular material that holds soils and rock and stuff. And then there's plants that were planted up there.
When did,
They take on the water and help absorb those things, and there's different drains and stuff. So all the storm water isn't supposed to go in the system. It's supposed to go.
right. When did the village do that? When did they install a green roof?
It was done with the building 20 years ago.
Oh, wow, okay.
The building was built.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, Clerk Kornecki, please.
Okay, Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
Trustee Cordova?
Yes.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Kozar?
Yes.
Trustee Alfano?
Yes.
President Kazone?
Yes. Item 10C is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing Halloween trick-or-treat hours. Manager Harline.
The Village of Villa Park Board of Trustees has historically passed by resolution a time and date for children to participate in Halloween trick-or-treat activities. By adopting this resolution, a uniform time is established for the event, thereby allowing the police department to increase patrol for the purpose of protecting children who are participating in the Halloween festivities. If the trustees want to follow last year's action, it is recommended the village board approve the official trick-or-treat hours as 3 a.m. as 3 p.m., 3 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. on Tuesday, October 31st, 2023. Staff will be comfortable with any recommendation.
Okay with 3 a.m.
Not 3 a.m.
Okay, do we have a motion for the resolution? Trustee Patrick?
Mr. President, I'd like to make that motion.
Okay, we have a second. Trustee Alfano?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, questions or comments? Trustee Patrick?
I would just like to make a quick comment. Last year, I know our first responders made their presence known out there with all of the kids that were out there, and my kids especially, they really loved that you were out there, seeing that you were part of the community. So I hope that that's part of the plans this year as well, because I know that they really appreciate that, so thank you.
We will be there.
Trustee Cordova?
I was looking at times for trick-or-treating, and we're one of the later ones. There's 13 out of the 45 surrounding suburbs. There's 13 of them that are later, and those are pretty far out there. You got like Kildare, Huntley. I'd like to see 7 o'clock. I know it's probably not going to happen, but 7:30 right now. It's pitch black. It'll be a Tuesday. It's just me.
Okay. Trustee Kumar?
I think the reason we moved it to 8 was the number of single parents in this community, and we wanted to support the single parents to be able to come home and take their kids trick-or-treating. Otherwise, I'm fine anytime, but I think it is important to support those single parents as much as possible in our community and the kids that grow up in those households.
Just goes there.
Whatever time we do set, right now, 8 o'clock's on the table. If you want to basically shut it down for your house, simply turn your porch light off, and that's an indicator that you're no longer participating for the day. So you can kind of self-regulate. It doesn't mean that you have to, be there till 8 o'clock. So just so everybody understands that.
Yeah, I was not real in favor of 8 o'clock, but I know last year, once 7 o'clock hit, I don't think we had any kids came anyway, so. Okay. Okay, any other questions or comments? Clerk Kornecki, please.
Okay, Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
Trustee Kozar?
Yes.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Cordova?
No.
Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
Trustee Alfano?
Yes.
President Kazone?
Yes. Okay, item 8D is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, establishing the regular meeting dates of the Village Board of Trustees, the regular meeting dates of the Committee of the Whole, and the village holidays for the calendar year of 2024. Manager Harline.
The Open Meetings Act requires that every public body shall give public notice of the schedule of regular meetings at the beginning of each calendar year. The Villa Park Municipal Code establishes the regular meeting dates of the Board of Trustees for the second and fourth Monday of each month, and the Committee of the Whole meeting dates for the second Monday of each month. The board also establishes the holidays observed by the village on an annual basis. It is recommended the village board approve the resolution establishing the meeting dates, regular village board, Committee of the Whole, and coffee with the village board meetings, calendar year, and village holiday schedule for the 2024 calendar year. One of the reasons we'd like to see this, however you decide on holidays, to be approved is because we have a number of MOUs, memorandums of understanding with unions that we put in place to accommodate the addition of President's Day last year, and to get those all signed and prepared in time, particularly for the police department to set their schedule for next year. It would be helpful to have an answer tonight. So staff recommends the dates as presented.
Thank you. Okay, do we have a motion for the resolution? Trustee Cordova, do we have a second? Trustee Corkery, questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, Clerk Kornecki, please.
Okay, Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Alfano?
Yes.
Trustee Kozar?
Yes.
Trustee Cordova?
Yes.
Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
President Casone?
Yes. Item 10E is a resolution approving amendment number 1 to the agreement with Williams Architects for basic architectural and engineering services for the Lions Park Recreation Center. Manager Harline.
The proposed amendment to the agreement between the Village of Villa Park and the Williams Architects is for 2 items totaling $272,819. Item number 1 is $240,437 because of the formula for compensation for the architects is based on the increase in the total cost of the construction of the recreation center, and additional design work in the amount of $60,736 performed by Williams to draw an alternate design without the elevated track and to design a manual transfer switch and tap box connection for portable generator. Williams has agreed not to charge for the electrical design work and discounted the track design by $17,500. They're only seeking $32,382 for the alternate bid design for the recreation center. Staff recommends approval of the amendment in the amount of $272,819.
Thank you.
And there are representatives here from Williams Architects if there are further questions.
Okay, do we have a motion for the resolution? Trustee Kumar? Do we have a second? Trustee Alfano?
A second.
Okay, questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, Clerk Kornecki, please.
Trustee Cordova?
Yes.
Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
Trustee Kozar?
No.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Alfano?
Yes.
Trustee Patrick?
No.
President Casone?
Yes. Okay, that passes. Okay, item 11 is old business. I don't believe we have any old business to discuss tonight. Go to item 12 is public comments on non-agenda items. Clerk Kornecki, anyone signed up?
I had no one,
Okay.
except for that, the lady.
If you could state your name and sign your name in there, please.
I signed already, thank you.
I'm sorry, can you move this up?
Hello, Jennifer Grachowski, 15-year resident of Villa Park. Tonight I'd like to talk about 4 key areas. 1, code violation notification process. 2, resident reimbursement funding. 3, City Hall resident response service levels. And 4, code violation responsibility and resolution. In January 23, we were given notice via a stop at our house from a Public Works employee that our sewer line was connected to our neighbors. In February, I left a message to follow up and find out how to proceed. No phone calls, emails, reports, or home visits. 5 months passed without any contact. At the end of June, an employee from Villa Park Public Works came to our house to notify that the work needed to be done. We never received anything in writing, a code violation, or specific details on the work that needed to be completed. Through an email in July, we were notified per Section 25-422 of Village Code, separate residential sewer lines are required, which stated we need to disconnect from our neighbor's sewer line and install our own. Area 2, resident reimbursement funding.
The repair cost for the installation of a new sewer is $7,380. That was four different bids. In addition, we're required to pay a $300.50 village permit fee to complete this work, totaling $7,730. The village does have a program for reimbursement expenses like this for residents up to $1,000. But since you have an own in-house fee, it only really is $650. This program has not been updated in many years, and it's well below the cost of repairs in today's environment and now falls well below surrounding communities and their similar programs. Lombard offers residents up to $5,000 for sewer replacement programs, which is 600% more in neighboring towns with comparable property taxes. The village needs to do more to support residents on these unexpected and literal buried expenses. Area 3, City Hall resident response service levels. During my interactions with Public Works, I was notified that the village has grants available to help residents with these types of expenses. I have emailed the village manager and village president within the last 2 weeks, and no one has responded to have any information on discretionary funds, grants, and anything available to help. Additionally, a contact from Home of DuPage told me about a one-time emergency assistant plan. Again, I have no idea if it exists, if it's a part of the process, if there's a timeline that I could hear back about this. Finally, Area 4, code violation, responsibility, and resolution. We bought our home in November of 2008. We were not notified at the time of purchase that our home sewer line was not in compliance with the code. There were no required disclosure of said code violation mandated by the village to sellers. Code violations like this should be grandfathered in for current residents unless material updates are being made for in the property that impact the said service.
30 seconds.
And the sellers of our homes moving forward. We are proud residents with a single-family income, a code violation that we had no idea for 15 years and no impacting is devastating to our financial security. We are fully aware that connection occurred years before this board. However, it can't be denied that in fact it was approved. Due to the negligence or lack of standard practice, we are now responsible for hefty repairs and have had no backup sewer issues. We should not be solely responsible to pay for this. I think our city needs to change policies to work on increasing reimbursements and help protect homeowners before they buy a house. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay.
Someone else approved it.
Cheryl Tucker. I just wanted to bring to your attention that you might not be aware of. When you became a trustee, you made a promise to the people of Villa Park that you would be a voice and the representative for welcoming new businesses in town, for ribbon cutting events, showing support of the village staff by taking part in village-supported events like Summerfest, concerts in the park, bike awareness, 4th of July parade, night out, the coffee with the board on the first Saturday of the month to hear the residents' concern. It's hard to help the residents when you're not there. I'm sure we can expect to see all the trustees this Friday, September 29th at 5:30 for the groundbreaking of the Lions Park Recreation Center, the biggest event in the village for a long time. I know we can look forward to seeing Trustee Patrick Kozar and Alfano on Saturday the 30th for the Autumn Jubilee, seeing they asked and supported the Fund Commission to put on this event for the people of Villa Park. Can we look forward to seeing all the rest of the trustees also? Seeing the village board voted to allot $3,025 for the community event for the whole family, and the Fund Commission has spent a lot of time and money for this event. I hope everyone in Villa Park is able to come out and enjoy the Autumn Jubilee. You have already heard tonight all the things that are being planned. I'm sure the first responders would have appreciated seeing our village trustees at the 9/11 memorial service and look forward to seeing you all at the Firehouse Open House on October 14th. Not that I don't realize you all have busy schedules and that you can't make it to all the events, but it would be nice to see more members of the village board at events in the village, giving the people of Villa Park a chance to talk and see you in a more relaxed setting instead of having to send you emails and messages that some of them say never get responses to.
Okay, anyone else? Public comments on non-agenda items? Yes. Trustee
I just
Kozak.
had a couple questions for you, just to make sure that we're all clear. So you had a sewer, first, what was your name again?
Jennifer.
Jennifer? Okay, thanks for coming to the meeting and bringing this to light. I'm sorry that you had to sit through the whole meeting before you had an opportunity to talk. So you've lived in your house for a while, and then the village told you that your sewers were connected?
Our neighbor had a problem, and so
Okay.
the first visit was to stop at our house to ask if we had any sewer issues.
Got it.
So that's how we were informed that our line was connected to theirs.
Okay. And then from there, you had to separate it, or you were told you had to separate
We
it?
currently did, yes, we did separate it, because it's a code violation.
Yeah, this has been going on for a while with, between Jennifer and the village. And I think either speaking to Director Guerrera, he can kind of fill you in on the entire, and we tried to work as best we can, you know.
On my behalf to get my
Sure.
word out, so that way
Oh, yeah.
there's a clear story, not just one side
Yeah.
from the public works.
Yeah, yeah, and we have discussed up here about expanding the reimbursement amount.
So I was just asking some questions, if I could just finish that without your interruption, please. So I agree with you that 650 is just not enough. So I appreciate that you came here and brought that to light. I'm sorry that you're having these troubles. So you've definitely been heard, and I'm sure that all of us up here will look into this and do what we can, but thank you.
I appreciate that. It's nice to meet you.
Okay, item 13 is new business. Do we have any new business? Item 14, Village Commission reports, the Environmental Concerns Commission, minutes from the Environmental Concerns Commission for the July 27, 2023 meetings of the Environmental Concerns Commission and the Bike, Pedestrian, and Transit Subcommittee, acceptance of the chairperson's reports from the Planning and Zoning Commission, July 13th, August 10th, and September 14th, 2023, and the minutes from the August 8th, 2023 Parks and Rec Advisory Commission, and those were all on everyone's packets. Item 15, Village Clerk's Report.
No report tonight, thank you.
Okay, Village Trustees Report. We're starting on the right. Trustee Patrick.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. At our last board meeting, I briefly spoke about when I was in the military. We often talked about the meaning and the definition of devotion to duty and what that means as being a leader. And there was an incident that happened with our police department last week that I think actually exemplifies what it means to have devotion to duty. It involved Officer Ruby, who received a report of a stolen bicycle. And he reported a scene where a young man had his bicycle stolen. And you know, I don't know if I'm the best to say this. Maybe, Chief, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but maybe you could elaborate on that story about what happened with Officer Ruby after getting that call.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. After we had received information that a juvenile had his bike stolen, a brand-new bike, may we add, Officer Ruby took it upon himself to hit up the other police officers and do a buck-up, so to speak, to get some funds together to go to Target, and Target greatly reduced the price for a bicycle to give to that lad. And they're on the border of Villa Park and Addison. I live in Addison, so we had the mother stop by with her son, and they were overjoyed. And he's looking at maybe joining our Explorer program, understanding that we want to reach out and create future officers and future leaders in our police department. So he's probably going to end up being a part of our Explorer program.
Thank you, Chief. And this is a classic example of what I mean by devotion to duty. And it's great to see that our officers here in town take that to heart as well, and it shows through their actions. So I'd just like to commend Officer Ruby for his actions and his devotion to duty and his devotion to Villa Park. So thank you for that. And thank you to our first responders for being out there every day, making our lives a lot safer. I really appreciate that. And then lastly, I just want to talk about Autumn Jubilee. Make sure you get out there this Saturday from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the VP Historical Museum. It sounds like it's going to be a great time, so look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
Okay. Trustee Cordova.
Just to kind of build a little bit on Trustee Patrick, comments. Last week, we had a gas leak in town, and was that last Wednesday, and all the parents had to go a little bit later
Earlier.
to go pick up the kids. Some were frantic. That's kind of a scary thing to happen in town, right? I saw police officers walking children, holding their hands across streets, letting people park in the middle of the street that were a little bit worried. It was really, really nice to see just everyone kind of scramble around and get everyone where they needed to be. So another, fire department, police department, public works was out there. It was a really, really quick turnaround. So just, thanks to them, and that's all I have.
Okay. Just goes there.
Non-agenda items. I'd like to maybe at the next COW just have a conversation with all of us up here about moving that up earlier in the meeting so that our residents don't necessarily have to sit through. Some of our meetings can be very long. We've had 3-4 hour meetings, and if somebody wants to bring something to our attention, that we don't keep our residents here for the entire meeting to do that they could speak to those non-agenda items earlier in the meeting. So I would like to have everybody kind of consider that and moving it in our agenda. I want to thank Manager Harline for sending out an initial draft of some of the policies that we're looking to craft here. Those policies just being the ways that we do things on the board, so there's continuity as to what we're doing, and new trustees coming forward kind of have a handbook of what we've done in the past and how we're setting some precedent moving forward. So it's a good start, and I'd like to encourage all the trustees to take some bullet points, take some notes about different things that you would like to see, not necessarily codified, but just something that we can all, through consensus, agree on, that this is how we're going to conduct ourselves. And let's look to next meeting. This is going to be a fluid list, something that's going to be changing, and we can continue to add on it. So maybe by next meeting, we can just set an initial goal that all the trustees can send off a half a dozen bullet points or whatever number, whatever's in your mind on those policies, and we can kind of start putting that all together. So again, Manager Harline, thanks for getting started on that. And I'll be in contact with you this week with my additions on there. So thank you. Lastly, the Fund Commission, the 30th, which is next Saturday. We've already spoken on it. I just want to thank the Fund Commission for all those fun signs that are out there. I think it's kind of cool. My wife and I took a bike ride, and we were riding around finding a few of the signs and looking at them, and it's just kind of a fun thing as you're going through town learning about the history of our village. So way to go. I like stuff like that. Come to their event next Saturday, 2 to 7, and also way to go Fund Commission for bringing a junior member on. That's such a great way to involve the community, and I think that's that could be a good thing for all our other commissions, all of them, to just kind of bring some junior members on board if they're so inclined. So I love seeing it. That's great. So thank you, Fund Commission, for doing that.
Okay. Trustee O'Fonnell.
Thank you. I also wanted to congratulate Azana Jackson. She is our newest addition and our new junior commission member on the Fund Commission. I am familiar with her through swim team. I think that it's really great that she stepped up and wanted to get involved, and I really would like to see, like Trustee Kozar said, I'd like to see some younger people get involved and have some opportunities where younger people can get involved, because I don't think it's just the Fund Commission that young people would want to get involved. I really like the idea of young people being able to get involved in the police department as well. And I think that we would be able to find other places where there are other interests of our students out there where we can make a match and they can start becoming civically engaged. I also want to reiterate what Trustee Patrick had mentioned about devotion to duty, and Trustee Cordova had mentioned about our gas leak at Ardmore. I am a working parent. I am also a teacher, so we did get all of those. As a teacher, I was getting those updates all the time about what was going on with the gas leak, and I know that our children were in good hands, so I wasn't as panicked and frantic, but I did not go to the scene, and I did not get to see all of what was going on firsthand. But I did know that between our fire department and our police department and the help with the Lombard Police Department and with the teachers and the staff at Ardmore, that our students were in very good hands. So thank you to everybody, to Public Works, to everybody involved in keeping our children safe. Thank you for that. I wanted to point out, I don't think it's been mentioned tonight, we have a TIF public meeting on October 2nd. I'd like for people to show up to that and make sure that they understand what's going on with that TIF for St. Charles. We have our groundbreaking, as Ms. Tucker had mentioned. We have our groundbreaking for our new rec center on Friday at 5:30. I hope to see a lot of people there. And just want to see as many people as we can to get involved and enjoy all of the things that we have going on in Villa Park here in the fall. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Kumar.
Hi, a couple of things. I did attend the Economic Development Commission meeting. We had a really good meeting this time where many of our new members are reaching out to many of the local businesses, making sure that they fill out the survey online that we're trying to get done. I really urge residents to continue to work towards reaching our goal of 1,000 people actually filling out our survey. We're close to, I think, 650. I just need residents. I realize that survey is a bit long-winded, maybe a little difficult, but make the time commitment, because you're instead of coming to a meeting only to make what you need be known, that survey could be a real venue to give information to the village about what needs to be done, whether it's codes or other things. See, there's lots of spaces to explain your perspective. So please go ahead and fill out that survey. The village needs your information. Other than that, I'll pass it on.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Corkery?
No report this week.
Okay, thank you. We give the village president's report. As Trustee Alfano had mentioned, Monday, October 2nd, which is a week from tonight, 6:30, we will have a TIF meeting here, open to the public, comments. It will be up here in the boardroom. Definitely come out here if you're interested in hearing about the TIF or if you have comments on your thoughts on it. So 6:30, October 2nd, here in the boardroom. A week from this Saturday, October 7th at 9 o'clock is Coffee with the Board. We will have it next month, actually in October, 9 o'clock up here. So if you have any questions or comments you'd like, kind of a little less formal setting, feel free to come here. October 7th is also Brewfest at Cortese Park. Gold Pass members, holders can get in at 1 o'clock. And general admission is at 2 o'clock. It goes until 5:30. I believe tickets, I think they're, the early bird are past that, so is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So general admission tickets are $50. The gold pass is $70. And if you want to get a designated driver ticket, that is $15. But if you're a beer drinker, it's a great time. You get to taste a lot of different kinds of beers. DuPage Water Commission has been sending out some information to the municipalities that are involved with the DuPage Water Commission. And the contract with the city of Chicago is going to expire February 24th, 2024. They are going to have a meeting on September 28th, which is this is Thursday at 9 o'clock at the DuPage Water Commission in Elmhurst, to discuss the plans moving forward and either extending the contract with the city of Chicago and for how long it's going to be. I think it's pretty much just for representatives of the city, but I will be able to come back with a report after that because I will be at that meeting. Friday, October 6th is also night golf, the Kiwanis and Rotary at Sugar Creek, Dinner is at 6:15 and golf begins at 7:15. If you go on either of their website, or I believe the village website, you can get information on that. It's a lot of fun, golfing in the dark with lighted golf balls, and it's usually a good time. And so if you're interested, you want to get a foursome out, feel free. I'm sure there's openings, and we'd love to have you out there.
Just trying to get a better partner than you had last year.
Yeah. Me, basically. As it's been mentioned, this Friday at 5:30 is a rec center groundbreaking. So love to see everybody out there. It's been in works for a long time, and hopefully we'll have a lot of people there. And lastly, October 14th, between 12 and 3, the Villa Park Fire Department at Station 81 will have an open house. So it's great to come out there and meet the first responders, and the kids love it, and they put out a fire. See, the kids can see how hot a fire becomes. So the 14th, between 12 and 3 o'clock at Station 81, which is on Ardmore, across from the post office. And that is all I have, and we'll go on to the village manager's report.
Thank you. Many of the things I had on my list have already been taken. That's great. So as you probably know, this weekend on Saturday, I cannot attend the Autumn Jubilee. I'm flying to Austin for the International City County Managers Association, but I wish I could make it because it sounds like a great event. They worked really hard to put that together. But while I'm there, Suzanne McVeigh will be the administrative officer and will be in charge of the running of the city and approving invoices, et cetera, in my absence. Budget meetings are beginning this week with staff, which will lead up to an extra meeting, if you will indulge me, on October 16th, like we did last year, which will be a meeting in this room. And I would like to start at 6 if that's work with everybody's schedule. If you remember last year, we had a chance to go through pretty much every department, and although a long session, I think it was very informative for the board, and also we got good feedback to the staff. Rec Center groundbreaking Friday. The open house is October 14th, and that's all I've got. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for the comments about the staff when it came to the both the bicycle. I think that was the second bicycle he had stolen in a short period of time, so that was nice to see our officers doing that. I appreciate the mention. Appreciate the mention of the cooperation, and it was actually one of the first times we had with Chief Stapleton and Chief Rivas set up a unified command center. Actually activated recently, so it worked out really nicely. And thank you to Lombard for their assistance. Thanks for pointing that out. All right, I'm done.
Okay, executive session pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C1 regarding the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees. I'd like to get a motion to adjourn from our regular meeting and then go into executive session. We have a motion. Trustee Patrick?
Mr. President, I make that motion.
We have a second. Trustee Kumar?
I will second that motion.
Clerk Rennicki?
Trustee Cordova?
Yes.
Trustee Corkery?
Yes.
Trustee Alfano?
Yes.
Trustee Kozar?
Yes.
Trustee Kumar?
Yes.
Trustee Patrick?
Yes.
President Kazone?
Yes. So we will adjourn out of executive session, and we will see everyone back here on October 9th. So have a great time, and see everybody Friday and Saturday. Lots going on this weekend.